This episode was suggested by White Abario Star, Nick C, and British Lad Productions. Thank you. Another day, another Derby profile. Today's episode is on Sovereignty. Let's go! First up, the stats. 5 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, 0 thirds, and earnings of over $570,000. For major races, it all starts with his first ever win, when he broke his maiden in the Street Sense Stakes, acquiring 10 points. Then, by a head bob, he won 50 points in the Fountain of Youth Stakes, and then he got another 50 when he finished second in the Florida Derby. For running style, he is usually a closer, but there are some important distinctions to make compared to some of the other closers that we've talked about in previous videos. Despite being a closer and being dead last in a lot of his races, he's no more than 6 lengths away from the leaders, which suggests that by Derby Day, he could be more mid-pack, or he'll go even further back, and that could raise some concerns, but that's a different story entirely. So while he does take himself to the back of the pack, the fields that he's running against are usually more bunched up than in some other Kentucky Derby preps. When he finally gets running, however, usually the same thing happens. He gets going, he sweeps to the outside, and he tries to swing by everybody. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it really works. His overwhelming force in the Street Sense Stakes got him a victory by over 5 lengths. And then in the Fountain of Youth Stakes, it gets a bit closer, when he won by just a head over River Thames. Or sometimes when he deals with horses like Japan Street, who have more tactical speed, even his incredible closing kick may not be enough. But there are some interesting catches that might actually play into his favor by Derby Day. As we go into the strengths. First off, he's the first horse that I've talked about who has won at Churchill Downs, winning the Street Sense Stakes. He has also beaten many major Kentucky Derby contenders, such as Sandman, Tiz-tastic, today's Bluegrass Stakes winner Burnham Square, and the lesser-regarded River Thames. He has closed successfully on tracks that don't favor closers. That is probably the biggest thing that makes me forgive his defeat in the Florida Derby. Gulfstream Park has one of the shortest stretches in any American racetrack, only being about 900 feet or 300 yards. Meanwhile, Churchill Downs' racetrack is over 300 feet longer, or an extra 100 yards. That's an extra 100 yards for Sovereignty to fly down the stretch, along with added distance, helping aid in his come-from-behind power. Despite losing the Florida Derby, he never weakened at all. In fact, his finishing 3 furlongs were in 37 seconds, which is 2 seconds faster than Burnham Square did in today's Bluegrass Stakes, showing that even in defeat, he can deliver a winning performance. Is there any weakness to this guy? Well, there is going to be one. Being a closer, he is going to lose ground on turns. Sovereignty, in order to avoid traffic, sweeps to the outside. And in the Florida Derby, that was one of the reasons that he let Japan Street get away. He had to go wider and cover more distance than Japan Street. Japan Street was able to cut the corner a little better and thus gain an advantage into the top of the stretch. And with the 300-yard stretch, Sovereignty did not have enough time to catch up to him. It also helped that Japan Street ran a heck of a race. Both horses are very good. Overall, I would say that Sovereignty is a well-rounded horse who will be making his best move on the outside in the final 3 furlongs. Whether that gets him to the finish line, we'll have to see, as there are a lot of horses with finishing kicks. But he has proven that even amongst a field with a lot of great closers, he still is one of the best. For that, I give Sovereignty an A grade. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Derby Profile. Comment on who you want me to cover in the next episode. See you guys next time.